Alright, hi guys, we're back. And as soon as I went into this place to sell my equipment, what happened is she gave me a quest. So I didn't want to leave that content out of the video, so I went back to my prior save just before that, and I sold all my equipment. I got some new weapons. I extended my favorites, as you can see, and upgraded some weapons. Got a hard target now. Got a negotiator 3. Still probably won't use that much, but then I got the everything else is the same pretty much, except the hard target and the negotiator. So
Great goods for a great price. I was hoping you would eventually stumble into my shop. Welcome.
So I wanted to at least show you guys the quest, because I have a feeling like in Varun Kai or whatever it's called, Dazra, that there's a quest under every nook and cranny. So, because what they tried to do is they tried to compact the content, because that's what everyone was complaining about. So they tried to fix that, and it wasn't good enough for people, and so they complained. And yeah, so then we ended up with free lanes. So
By the Great Serpent, have my people treated you so poorly? Well, I suppose you can hardly blame them. It's rare that an off-worlder finds their way to Dazra. But not just any off-worlder. One that's able to speak with a Nazca Varun himself, which in the eyes of the citizens of Dazra moves you up from the suspiciously curious category to the dangerously unique one.
I'm hardly dangerous.
Yes, of course. Forgive me. I had no idea that you'd taken our beliefs to heart. Perhaps we should start this conversation again. I'm Nalada Brady. Forgive me for not starting our conversation that way. I've been a bit distracted of late. My brother Qasim has been missing for days. I'm beginning to worry that something terrible has happened to him. Well, yes, but the incident that claimed most of Dazra was several weeks ago. Qasim and I were fortunate that our shop wasn't destroyed like so many others around us.
Sorry guys, I'm setting a timer. Okay.
Yes, thank you. But my problems need not burden you. If you want to take a look at what my shop has to offer, well, you let me know. Really? You'd do that for me? Oh, you truly are a gift from the Great Serpent. I knew he hadn't forsaken us. Isn't it obvious? I believe the Great Serpent has specific designs for all of us. You consider yourself to be nothing more than flesh and blood, but you have a purpose. And purpose is greater than the sum of all our parts. Of course, but the mere fact that you'd even spend the time is more reassuring than just standing here waiting for his return. The last time I heard from Qasim, he was headed out to the Deep Gorge refinery to assess if it could be reopened. He never came back that evening. I've been worried sick. That's all that I would ever ask. Just please be careful. That old refinery has been abandoned for years, and there's no telling what might be choosing to call the facility its home. Now, is there anything you might need for your journey?
Alright. Let's see your
I
wares.
hope you find something you like.
No weapons. Adhesive. Why do I have so much stuff? Where is... Oh, that's why. Alright, let's see. Miscellaneous. Well, I got plenty of money. I can probably go make an outpost. Just as a hub, so that I can upgrade my weapons and do that sort of thing. So. Okay. What do we want to do here, guys? Let's see. We can do that.
Do you think we will all be okay?
It's broken, apparently. That guy's trying to fix it. So...
Yes?
Well, look who it is. You have made quite a stir, and given the state of things, that is a singular accomplishment. To what do I owe the honor, Harbinger? At the moment, obviously a great deal of nothing. I have the High Council to thank for that. Politics and expedience rarely pair well. Did he now? How magnanimous. But approval is approval, and I will gladly take it. I will spare you much of the technical detail, as I confess that pieces of it I barely understand myself. One cannot help but notice the energy field around the Scaled Citadel. Until we can get through it, we cannot shut down the experiment inside, and it has proved quite impossible to get through. We had the beginnings of a plan to build a makeshift contraption to redirect grav drive energy to see if we could penetrate the barrier, but the project came to a halt. Politics got in the way. Every one of the houses needs to contribute, and everyone realized they could potentially use it for leverage. What should have been a cooperative effort turned contentious. Easy decisions became negotiations. And so, construction never began. We have sat here, staring at this disaster as supplies pile up for well over a week now. Serpent help us, it is infuriating. The council just so happens to represent the 3 houses under Varun's banner, who are also entrusted with various aspects of running, well, everything. Each of those houses needs to contribute something to the project, so the council is the final stopgap. Were the speaker here, he could bypass all of it with a wave of his hand, but, well, you have already seen the state he's in. Indeed. All must serve. I believe I've done enough complaining for now. Time to get to work. If you're here, the council has likely sent word to the houses that it's time to stop the infighting. I doubt it will be enough. I need to oversee construction here, make sure things are built to specifications. If you could follow up with the houses, that may speed up the process. I appreciate that someone around here is eager to get to work. House Fetal owes us access codes for the city power grid. It's the only way to guarantee enough power to activate the device. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young scientist named Sahima to help me. She had at least some experience with the original Citadel experiment. No idea why they refused to send her. And Hasmek, the new elder of House Dulkef, he has been distant, guarded. He claims to have vital information about an important component of the experiment, but has withheld it until now. Help me get what we need, and we will see what we can do for the speaker, and for House Varun. And I may have something that can help you in whatever trials the Serpent puts before you as we navigate this. We have been really overwhelmed with what has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex, fascinating subject, really. If only there were some less disastrous way we could have discovered all this. Yes, exactly. I am glad I am not the only one who can see that. Does nothing to make the loss any easier, but still. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. First, while the phantoms shift to a fully human form when killed, they often retain small shards that appear to be an almost crystallized version of vortex energy. Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance. Horrors, as they have been colloquially termed, can appear from somewhere. We are unsure of their origin, but it is not within our universe. These horrors and their spawn are infested with cysts, a seemingly organic manifestation of vortex energy. We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have devised a method of combining them into an explosive mixture with varying properties. While they have no use in the development of the morning device, if you find yourself out in the field, I believe they could have more practical applications.
All right.
The process is simple enough that any industrial workstation should suffice, if you have the materials. And, depending on how you combine said materials, you may find the results to be somewhat variable. I hope you can use that to your advantage.
Alright. Can now craft grenades.
Just look around. I'm sure you have at least some idea of how much we have physically lost. A huge portion of the city is just gone. And those left behind are struggling. Supplies are limited. There is so much work to be done, and we are all just so tired. I hope that eventually we can return things to the way they were, but we must be realistic. That will take time, and I suspect a great deal of it.
What's going on? Well, my controller isn't working here.
Not enough to have prevented it from happening. If I had any idea it was going to turn out like this. It had been Inasco's primary goal for some time. A way to recreate Jinan Varun's encounter with the Great Serpent. Everything we knew about grav drive technology, every scientific advancement we'd made in the last 100 years was poured into it. Towards the end, I was just so exhausted. I asked for a brief time off, and I thought I would be trapped in there with the rest of the science team. I don't know about that. Seems that it would have been easier to just not have it happen in the first place, wouldn't you think? I left the project weeks before the disaster, and at that point, we were nowhere near ready. Some breakthroughs were made shortly thereafter, and they ran the experiment. And here we are. Yes, depending on how much trouble you're getting into. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. Yeah, if only there were some less disastrous way we could have discovered all this.
Did I already do this? I'm pretty sure I did.
Yes, exactly. It does nothing to me. We have encountered. Second, these horrors and their spawn are infested. We have managed to collect them. Well, they have. The process is simple and dependent.
Alright. How do I... Alright, so I'm gonna be right back. I gotta figure out what's going on with my controller. It's not working. So I will cut it off here and see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. Sorry for the detour. I needed to see what was going wrong with my controller. And basically I didn't have internet, and I think Steam updated, and I think my internet wasn't working. There was a few problems, so I'm getting to this like an hour later. Anyways, I completed, I lost some saved data, but I got back to where I was, and so I'm good to go. So let's see what we want to do here. Do that. Kind of want to do this. So let's do it.
construction materials and resources. And
There are at least some areas where things have not been thrown into total chaos.
I would think the conversation starts there. Hmm?
I apologize, but with the cataclysm, the investigation has been slow going.
How convenient.
You're putting the growth before the horns! The issue is not the supplies, it's the workforce! This may sound, but if we could reunite with some of the exile from House Malene...
Careful, Envoy. It means nothing if those who lend a hand are holding a knife.
Not to mention, they're completely sloughing mad. What? Too soon? It's only been about 50 years.
For now, let me see what I can find out regarding the missing supplies. It's possible they were lost in the tragedy along with everything else, but I don't know for sure. Once that is sorted, we can revisit this debate.
Of course.
Okay, can I not talk to you?
First the cataclysm, now this. There's too much going on right now.
Persevere and we will be rewarded. I am no herald. I cannot begin to make sense of this. If not anger, what was it? What possible reward could be awaiting us? The Great Serpent cannot...
Pray that I could, but right now I need more time, not less. I'm sorry if I seem a bit flustered. Things have been chaotic since the cataclysm, and now word of missing supplies. But that doesn't excuse my rudeness. Let me at least introduce myself. My name is Kezrani Dulkev. I work as an executor for House Dulkev. Members of House Dulkev who handle trade in and out of Dazra. We are part of the Ministry of Commerce, but our building was lost in the cataclysm. Likewise, and I'm well aware of who you are. Word of the first convert in generations is on everyone's lips these days. But I'm sure you are busy getting adjusted to life here. Is there anything I can help you with? In that case, maybe you can help. It's about the supply shortage. There may be a reason for it beyond the cataclysm itself. A week ago, my cousin Ukaru came to my office concerned about a series of lost shipments. He was certain someone was using the tragedy as cover to steal supplies and route them to our enemies. I'm not sure. The message was vague, and there are many who would want to do us harm. Agreed. It is difficult to believe, and as such, the proof must be ironclad. So I told my cousin to return with more evidence, and when I didn't hear back, I assumed that was the end of it. But this morning, I received a slate from a courier. It was from Ukaru. It was worrying to say the least. It felt like Ukaru was trying to warn me. The contents were cryptic. He mentions a possible conspiracy and being followed and, well, I hate to say it, but I'm starting to panic. He hasn't shown up to work in days, and the timing of all this feels suspicious.
A sudden absence would give credence to the idea he was followed.
Agreed. Ukaru was extremely punctual. An absence like this is very unlike him. But if he is in danger, I don't know if it's safe for me to investigate. I need someone disconnected from the noble houses. Vital supplies for the city, which given the cataclysm is a wide breadth of things. Construction materials, medical kits, food. The loss of all this is a great cause for concern, given the state of the city. I'm not sure that's wise, given Ukaru's warnings. If what he says is true, a watchful eye is being kept on House Dulkef. They may blame him or me for the supplies going missing. And if I investigate this, I could be accused of wiping records or tampering with evidence. An independent investigator, unaffiliated with the houses, is what we need here. Ukaru's workstation is likely your best bet. He's been working in the rehabilitation unit on the 3rd floor of the Halls of Healing. If you run into any issues with access, hand this slate to my fellow executors. Once you locate him, report back to me. I've got a meeting at House Kadik later, but I shouldn't be hard to track down. Hopefully you'll find my cousin alive and safe.
Okay. I got some approval
My
by
father has been gone
doing
for a
that.
while.
And guess what she tells me? She tells me there is somebody here.
And when you are older, you will get your tattoos like me.
The days can be long for a farmer, but there is nothing I'd rather do. By the Serpent's mercy, we were safe from the worst of it. But in truth, nobody was really spared. Everyone either lost someone close or knows someone who did. And of course, there was the disruption to goods and services, the delivery of supplies and so on. The disaster touches every part of our society. I just wish I could know the Great Serpent's reason. Why visit this calamity upon our people? Oh, I was raised in the city, and when I was still young, my parents took me to visit a goat farm. My father wanted me to see how others lived, to open my eyes to new possibilities. That day changed my life. I knew from the moment I set foot on this farm how I would serve. The Great Serpent had revealed my life's purpose, and I came to work here as soon as I was of age. It has been a fulfilling life. Oh, growths don't do well on their own. Without other growths around, they become depressed and stop eating, even to the point of starvation. Oh, you might not know it to look at them, but growths are excellent climbers. They try to get up to high places so they can see their surroundings. That includes the tops of crates and buildings, by the way. It was good to talk.
Okay. What's that? Whoa. What the heck? Okay, it's one of those reviler things or whatever. I don't know what they're called. Can't see.
Another victory. Well earned.
Wow, that's kind of a ways away. Alright. Another level. Alright, let's see. What do we want to do here? Not there. I'm so close to this one. Okay, I guess we're using a pistol here. Well, this is kind of fun. I kind of like doing this. Seeing people to shoot on the way, and yeah, this is fun. got adhesive. That's nice. But they take forever to kill. At least with this weapon they do.
No more signs of trouble. You have made it.
Okay. Don't have anything that covers all of those. Look at them, they're on their way. What the heck?
try not to be responsible for any industrial-sized accidents while we are here.
Give up already.
Alright, we gotta find this guy's body, I think. That was kind of wild.
Whoever laid claim to this place seems to be long gone.
Okay, there it is. Cell 2 is where I'm looking. Alright, so we're dealing with zealots here. We need to go to Cell 2.
My sensors have detected possible enemy activity. I will catastrophic damage. Transferring data to black box.
Whoa. That doesn't look good. Do I gotta... Alright, where do I go?
Is it not?
Ah, I need 3 of them. Alright, Let's go looking for them. Exit.
You can't hope to win.
Don't think it's going towards the exit, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Don't think it's in the bathroom, but you never know. Alright, let's check the exit. pull it out.
We are the only ones to come through here in some time.
Alright, come on. Look at this blood. Holy crap. Whoops. Where are those power cells? No, I don't think I need to unlock a master level lock to get the power cells. Medical laboratory. Let's see. There we go. There's one. I think I need 3, so that's not going to be enough. Could try it with 1, I suppose. There's one. Okay, gotta find one more. But where? I was already in here. I already found one in here. So Found one down there. Maybe in this room? Research. Don't see one in here. I would guess there would be one in here, but don't see one. Okay, not one in there. Would I really have to go this far away? Oh, there we go. Nice. Got it. Redeem. Alright, what do we want here?
Take what you must. Leave the rest for discovery. Okay, we're back where we started. That was that door. Have to go this way, and I'm back to here. So where do I go? This is sort of horror-like, a little bit.
Let's read the note.
Dearest Nalada, I'm using one of these devices to record this message. I pray it somehow finds its way into your hands. I've spent countless hours trying to find a way to escape this unbearable nightmare. But it appears that my fate has been sealed. The zealot that calls himself the Maker has decreed we have been chosen for redemption. That we would become one of his creations. The thought of becoming one of the redeemed, those horrendous, twisted vestiges of humanity, it's too disturbing to contemplate. I've heard the screams of the others, their dying breaths, begging, no, praying for mercy. I can't even fathom the pain they must have endured. All of the cells that I own are empty. The silence cuts deep as a pain blade. I can only assume I'm the Maker's next victim. Soon, my mind will no longer be my own, and I will forget you, and Mother and Father. Forget everything. Even myself. I should have never left you alone, Nalada. In the midst of the calamity that struck Dasra, I should have been there for you. But now, who's that? I think... Yeah, I hear them coming. There's so much I want to say, but time isn't on my side. Listen to me, dear sister. In your hour of greatest need, trust in the Great Serpent. Despite all that's happened, trust that he will provide for you and protect you. I love you, Nalada. Farewell.
Wow. That was creepy and sad. Okay, where are we? Where am I supposed to go? Well, I am sorry. That is bad news.
Come in. The cataclysm that claimed most of Dasra has severely impaired our ability to survive on Varun Kai. Qasim is simply trying to use his engineering background to help everywhere that he can. In this case, he's trying to assess if the refinery can be reopened. He strongly believes that the loss of the city's infrastructure means we need to rely on everything we can in order to get back on our feet. Do you mean to ask if it's a sore subject to bring up since he's missing? Not at all. Qasim and I have been close ever since we were young. Our father and mother taught us everything we needed to know about running the shop so that one day we could take over. When they passed, Qasim and I ran the business for a few years together, but I could see his heart was elsewhere. I gave him my blessing, and he attended an engineering academy. In a few more years, he graduated and made quite a name for himself. When the government reached out to everyone for help after the incident, I wasn't the least bit surprised he was the first to volunteer. I can only pray that his eagerness hasn't gotten him into deep trouble.
It has.
By the Great Serpent, no. Please don't tell me. Oh, no, no. My poor Qasim, no. That stupid fool and his crusading ways. I knew it would get him into trouble, but I never thought it would get this far. How am I ever going to continue without him? He was all I had left. Yes. Yes, you're right. If nothing else, I have to move forward for Qasim, my parents, and myself. Listen, I wanted to thank you for everything you've done. You risked your life to bring me closure. It's something I'll never forget. I can't offer you much, but I can assure you that my wares will cost you less than before. I hope that's enough. Thank you, traveler. May the Great Serpent guide you on your path.
Alright, so I beat the quest and I'm gonna cut it off here, sell some weapons and armor, and get back to it. So thanks for watching, guys. Until the next one.